Hey everybody, it's Jax again from the Popcorn Review Podcast. Today's gonna be my episode 52, AEW Dynamite, after Forbidden Door and outside of the 2300 arena in Philly. Now that arena there was really big with ECW back in the day, so it was actually nice to see Taz there. Not sure if this happened. I think this happened off air. I saw AEW posted on Instagram that they all came out and gave like a standing ovation to Taz. I grew up watching Taz in ECW, and when he went over to WWF, WWE. So Taz, I'm glad you got your flowers. Congratulations, man. You were inspiration to a lot of people, so that's good to see. Um, again, they showed a recap of Forbidden Door, how the good guys won it out, Team AEW, but the Death Riders kind of stomped out Will Ospreay. But yeah, he was being written off, so it kind of made sense to go along with the story. But at the beginning of this episode, right after the recap of Forbidden Door, you had FTR come out complaining about what happened at Forbidden Door, saying that they shouldn't have lost, the wrong person was pinned, blaming the ref. They even started pushing the ref around and talking shit to him. And the ref started pushing back a little bit, and then FTR kind of blocked from Stokely. Then you think you know him song comes out, Copeland comes out. And Copeland actually looks to his behind him. He's looking for Christian, nowhere to be found. So I'm thinking like, damn, Christian used them at Forbidden Door and not even going to help him out now. But that wasn't the case. Christian actually comes behind. I think he takes out Stokely, if I'm not mistaken, or Dax, one of those two, if not both. And then they all start just brawling out. Adam Copeland kind of announced like, hey, at All Out is going to be CNC. So Copeland and Christian versus FTR, which we already saw that coming. You literally have Adam Copeland on the fucking poster because it's in Toronto, it's in Canada. So it makes sense that he's going to wrestle at All Out, but that's just me. So that's kind of exciting. You're going to see these two guys go at it, or these two groups go at it. A great tag team back in the day with Edge and Christian. But now again, Copeland and Christian versus one of the modern day great tag teams right now. Like they call themselves the Living Legend. They are that damn good, honestly. Against FTR, going to be a hell of a match. Would have been nice to see it against some titles, but at the same time, it's going to be some bragging rights in that match. So can't wait to see it. Now, you did have a segment though, or a vignette package, video package, whatever you guys want to call it, with Darby Allin talking to Mox like he wants Moxley. I'm gonna take everything from you. This isn't over. And he kind of like takes off the band-aid he had on his ear, starts pulling, like squeezing it, pulling blood, and starts painting on the fucking canvas. This dude is crazy as shit. Didn't watch Forbidden Door, so that's why I didn't talk about it. But I saw some highlights how Moxley kind of like gouged his ear through with a fork. I don't know what these guys have fetishes with forks, but whatever. So he used that same wound to paint on a canvas, and he pretty much challenging Moxley at All Out. And as he says that, you see All Out written in blood, and then a canvas catches on fire. And right after that, the Death Riders and Jon Moxley come to the ring. Moxley actually has a match against Daniel Garcia. And honestly, it looked actually pretty cool when the Death Riders were coming in. It was like red lighting in the hallway. It just looked really menacing of them coming through that area way, coming into the arena, at least in my opinion. Somebody might think it was corny or whack, whatever. I personally thought the way they came in with kind of like a warehouse vibe coming in, that actually looked pretty nice with that red lighting. But Daniel Garcia actually put up a good match against Moxley there. We all knew Moxley was going to win. Daniel still building himself up. Yes, he was TNT champion, but I feel like they didn't have a lot behind him, honestly. So him showing him wrestle other guys, and when they had the BBC apparently, the Black Bull Combat Club, they wanted him to be one of the guys that joined, and then so it's kind of funny that this match is happening. Well, Marina Shafir and Yuta try to get into the match, and you saw Daddy Magic come out. I was like, no, not today, not today, with his like over the top, voice and expression. Not today. This is not gonna happen today. Not on my watch. So he's got Danny's back there. But all in all, a good match, honestly. Like I feel like this match was kind of thrown together but they did well with each other. Now, Daniel Garcia was pulling all the stops. Again, I knew he wasn't going to win this match. It would have been nice to see him win. Um, but the weird thing is, Moxley won with a quick roll up, and I expected a lot more, honestly. Like maybe brawling after the match, like the Death Riders always jump somebody after a match. That's what I expected. But after the match, you saw Danny Garcia and Moxley kind of face to face. So I'm not sure if the match wasn't supposed to end with the roll up, or maybe Moxley did something during the match, or they're just playing it really well. But they look like they were fucking pissed at each other. Um, Maybe he's trying to recruit Danny to make his team stronger, but we'll see, guys. As of right now, it look like Moxley and Daniel Garcia were not feeling each other yesterday. Um, you did have Yuta kind of like talk after the match and saying, "Hey, um, just to let you know, John Moxley does not accept your challenge. You're not worthy enough, pretty much." And then out of nowhere, you had like some music hit. The Hook signal comes up on the wall. Hook comes out, just bodies the shit out of Yuta, and then walks out all calm, cool, and collect like nothing ever happened. Now, again, Hangman told him weeks ago, they don't give a shit about you. And it just keeps showing every week in and week out. The Death Riders do not give a shit about Yuta. And then you had an MJF kind of like video package for after Forbidden Door. MJF was pissed. He was like, "This isn't fair. You cheated. Hangman, you stole one from me." And then now you got Tony Khan saying that now I have to give you a week's notice to be able to do this. Tell you when I want to have this match. This is unfair. No one else that do that. He goes, "This company's against me," just bitching and crying. But it looked like he was snapping. He looked crazy as shit. Like MJF looked nuts during this segment. So it looks like he's gonna go a little crazy over not winning his title back. But it's gonna be kind of nice. He's already off the wall with what he says. How is this MJF gonna be any different, guys? What do y'all think? Let me know. Then you had a match with the ladies, Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne versus Harley Cameron and Chris Statlander. Now, I thought the way it was going, especially Yuta, looked like he was trying to recruit Chris Statlander. Um, But as of right now, they're nowhere to be found. They're not bothering her. She's not following them, at least not on camera, from what we can tell. But Chris Statlander was going there with Harley Cameron. This was actually a good match. AEW, put some women tag team championships in this fucking company, man. Y'all need it. Y'all keep having these nice ass tag teams together, even triple threats. Four on four. Put some tag team in the women's division. Get those girls another time to shine, man. Let them go out there again. Ring of Honor, you could do it there. If it does well, boom, bring them over to fucking to AEW. But y'all need some women titles. But this match was good. Megan Bayne, they always show her as a dominant force. She was just ragdolling Harley Cameron. But these again, everybody was going behind Harley Cameron. Hey, we feel the rap. They were cheering her on. She's got her little mask on because from her broken nose from when she wrestled Megan Bayne and Billy Ford in a street fight. So she's still wearing the mask. Don't know if it's true or not, but she is wearing the mask. Um, but in all, it was a really good match. You did have what's it called? Chris Statlander going, toe to toe with Megan Bayne, which I'm nice to see. I'm a big Chris Statlander fan. I wish she could be the women's champion at some point. I think that was the goal till she actually tore her knee. Um, but as of right now, they haven't pushed that on her. So I'm hoping that in the future she does become a women's champion for AEW. Um, and I don't mean TBS. I mean the women's world champion. Um, and it all was a good match again. Chris Statlander and what's her name? Harley Cameron won. Started getting beat down by Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, and then Willow actually comes out and makes the save. But there was a very awkward exchange. Willow hugged Cameron and then kind of looked at Chris Statlander like she still wasn't sure, and Chris Statlander kind of like ignored her too. So even though they were good at the moment, they still got some problems. So we'll see how that goes. You also had what's her name? Mercedes Monet, CEO, 9 belts Monet. Like this lady's racking shit up. I don't even her luggage she must pay extra for her luggage for all those titles. But they had a nice display out, and she had an interview with Renee, and they were talking how, hey, you're winning all these titles. How does it feel? She goes, but you missed the big one. She brought up with her not winning against Tony. So that's still playing in the back of her mind. Now, she did put every woman on notice, I guess, around the globe. If you have a women's championship, she's coming after you. So she did say that. So we'll see how it plays out. And I also saw on Instagram that somebody said that she's one title behind Ultimo Dragon. Don't know how true that is, but they said Ultimo Dragon had 10 titles before he started losing them. I wonder if they're trying to match that or possibly surpass that. As of right now, she has 9 titles. Technically, she needs 1 to tie, 2 to pass. Let's see how it plays out, guys. But Mercedes Moné, people stop hating on her. Men have done it too. Ultimo Dragon won 10 titles. Kenny Omega had 3. You know, you have different people having multiple championships. Bandito right now, tag team champion in AEW and world heavyweight champion for Ring of Honor. Like, guys, like, it's not a big deal. And a lot of people are saying Mercedes is not putting people over. She's crushing people, this, that, and the third. I'm gonna tell you right now, half those titles, if it wasn't for Mercedes Moné, I wouldn't even know about the promotion that they're coming from. That's the honest to God truth. I would have no idea what promotion she's wrestling at or what woman she's wrestling unless she's there. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are like, oh, she's squashing people. Yes, she's winning the title. But she's not like just flat out going out there shitting on people and fucking leaving. These women are putting up a great match. She's putting people over, even if she's winning. She's putting people over. That's what y'all got to realize. Like I got people back and forth in the comments sometimes, like, oh, she's crushing, she's Hogan, she's fucking this, she's Flair, she's this, she's that, she's Shawn Michaels. If you guys were okay with them doing it, why is it not okay when a woman does it? Like I don't understand. She's doing her thing. This is probably the best Mercedes Moné or Sasha Banks I've seen in years. They give her time on the mic. They promote the shit out of her. She's a top person in the company. They allow her to go to other promotions and promote AEW, technically going to the other promotions, but also promoting all the other fucking promotions that she's taking the titles for. So I don't understand why people are so upset with her. Just leave it alone. She's doing her thing. Let her keep winning, man. That's it. And that was my rant. So sorry about that. You also had Mark Briscoe said that he wanted to meet MJF face to face, but because of some family things, he couldn't make it. And then he shows his newborn, I think it was his newborn son. Um, so he announced one of the new Briscoes there. He goes, but MJF, I'm coming for you. Well, you did have right after that, you had a match with the Don Callis family, Hechicero, Sean Alexander, Takesha, and Okada versus Jet Speed and Brodito. Um, Honestly, this was a fucking good match too. High flying match, fast paced match. Brody King fucking killing people. Bandito do his thing. Like again, I can't complain about these matches. Yeah, there's a lot going on, but this is a fucking banger of a match, guys. Like I don't understand why people get so mad about AEW. Yeah, it's flashy, it's flippy, and this and that. That's nice to me. That's fucking wrestling right now. Like, just leave it alone. If it was happening in WWE, you guys wouldn't even fucking bat an eye. So just stop. Just enjoy the show. Or if you don't like AEW, just don't watch it. You know, they got other fans like myself that will watch AEW. Um, but Jet Speed was doing their thing. The biggest thing from this match, honestly, you did have the Don Callis family win that. Alexander won with a quick little roll up. Jet Speed was doing this thing, like I mentioned. But Okada and Takeshita weren't on the same page at all during this match. They keep kind of like facing each other. Now, he did tell Okada, Takeshita told Okada months ago, this is only a one time thing. But as of right now, he's part of the Don Callis family, whether Takeshita wants it or not. But Takeshita don't got a title. Kyle Fletcher and Okada got a title. No one else in that group got a title, even though I think Wardlow should go after the world title, but that's me. Um, but you know, again, Don Cal's family's fucking getting strong as shit, guys. Like they're fucking huge right now. They got like I think a 10-man roster on the Don Cal's family, and now add Wardlow to that. Honestly, it can be like Sean Alexander, Wardlow, and Takeshita that could possibly take the titles off the ops. Like they're that fucking good, honestly. Um, but again, a decent match with those guys. Nice to see different wrestlers every week. But still, you did have Hangman speak later on in the day. Um, the first thing he wanted to say was, "Hey, I just want to thank Will Ospreay for everything you've done for AEW, and hopefully you get a speedy recovery, and hopefully I'm still champion when you get back." That's going to be a banger of a match. Yeah, they wrestled, but I think it's a little bit different now that the title's going to be on the line. At least that's my opinion. But during that, as he starts going into his speech, you had the Don Callis and his family. Wardlow, I think Echiceto came out. It was a bunch of like 4 or 5 guys. Rocky Romero, and he was like, "Hey," Don Callis goes, "Hey, it's not when we go after you and take your AEW World Title." He was like, and he points to all his guys. He was like, "It's who is going to take your AEW World Title," and he's not wrong. Kyle Fletcher is a fucking monster right now. Having him break away from Aussie Open and Will Ospreay was probably the best thing they could have done for this kid's career. Fucking monster in the ring. I've been saying it for a couple weeks now. Fucking monster, phenomenal wrestler, hard hitting moves from fucking Kyle Fletcher. Wardlow, we already know he's a fucking dog. Um, Again, Kyle Fletcher, Wardlow can go after the title. Takeshita can go after the world title. Echiceto might go, but I feel like the other 3 pose a bigger threat, in my opinion. Lance Archer can go after that fucking thing. Brian Cage can go after that fucking AEW world title. He's not lying. He got like 5 dudes that could fucking go over there and put up a fight. They just got to get their wins up. That's the only thing. But they actually go after him. Then you got Jet Speed come out. And then you have fucking Kenny Omega come out and they put on one of their moves, double team one of the guys, and hug it out. I will say, when Kenny Omega came out without his beard, he looked completely different, like a completely different person. I'm pretty sure if I shaved my beard, I would look like a completely different person too. So I get it. But that dude, he looked weird without his beard. Hopefully you grow that shit back. That's just me. I'm not trying to fuck with nobody, make fun of nobody, but he just looked very weird without his. I'm so used to seeing him with the beard. It was just awkward for me to see that. But they do make the save, and Hangman and Kenny kind of have their romance going on right now. You know, back friends again, pretty much. So it was nice to see. A lot of people had a nostalgia when they were tag team champions. Now, you did have the Gates of Agony, or GOA, versus the Ops. This match kind of came out of nowhere too. But we got to remember that Ricochet and the GOA cost the Hurt Syndicate their titles at Forbidden Door. I knew they're going to come after them somehow. Didn't know it was going to be tonight, but it happened. So good match again. Ricochet and the Gates of Agony were actually putting up a good fight. They looked cocky as shit. They were like folding their arms during the match and fucking posing and shit for pictures. So they were feeling themselves. Well, you guys forgot that y'all fucked somebody over a couple days ago. Um, you had MVP come out, he hit Ricochet in the back, I think with his walking stick or his cane, and then boom, the Ops take it. But when you had I think it's Tana Oe or something, or if I said that wrong, my bad. From the Gates of Agony versus Hobbs again, meet everybody's chanting that shit. So the crowd love Hobbs, so he's gonna get a lot of love. Again, the Ops win, and then after that, you know, Ricochet's kind of laying there, and GOA kind of helps him up, and then you have the Hurt Syndicate music come out, and they fucking just throw Ricochet to the side, not even worrying about him, and they go down the aisle and they start brawling with the Hurt Syndicate. Now, this is gonna come to a head. Don't know if it's gonna be at All Out or maybe Collision or next week or on Dynamite, but they're definitely gonna have at it. And I'm pretty sure MJF has something to do with Ricochet and his team screwing over the Hurt Syndicate. I've been saying it. It was going to be MJF who screwed over the Hurt Syndicate, and I really believe that MJF did that with the help of Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. But we'll see if that down the road. All right, so the last match, Darby Allin versus fucking Claudio. This match started in the back. It's a falls count anywheres match. This match started in the back. Darby attacks Claudio. Fucking Claudio puts Darby inside of a shopping cart, pushes him off the fucking like street or sidewalk. He goes into like a pile of chairs. Then he hits him with a fucking TV. That's how the first how the match started. And then they just fucking go at it. Darby climbs the fucking pole in the middle of the fucking arena, coffin drop onto his ass. Like he had to have been like 20 feet in the air. Like Darby has no fucks given about his body in these matches. Honestly, like Saw him when he was wrestling in Jacksonville, got thrown down the fucking stairs. Like like I mentioned last week when he jumped off the fucking arena, I swear to God, they missed him and he hit the floor. Darby, I love you as a wrestler, buddy, but take it easy, bro. I want to see you there for the next 10 to 15 years. Just take it easy. I want you to survive, you know? But this is you. You do what you got to do, man. I love seeing you. You're crazy as shit. Um, but, you know, they started going at it, guys. And honestly, Darby, be careful, man. You have Claudio pick Darby up in the fucking match. And once he picked him up on his fucking up in the air, like pressed him, I knew he was launching his ass. He threw Darby from the fucking ropes in the ring onto the commentator's table, and Darby fucking bounced off that shit like a basketball. Bro. Then he fucking slammed him to the table. How are you getting up from this stuff? Like people making jokes online, like he's got to be built in a laboratory. Like how the fuck is Darby Allin still standing? That's what I'm saying. How the fuck are you still standing from all these fucking hits? Hard hitting match. Yeah, Darby's the under guy. He's a smaller guy. I don't want to say weaker, but he's a smaller guy for sure compared to Claudio. And decent match and all. Um, Darby actually takes the win, but right after that, like always, the Death Riders come and attack him, and he kind of slides out. Honestly, like just leaves him hanging there. Um, but again, the biggest thing is Darby, bro. I want to see you for a long haul. Let's not be out for too long. You know what I mean? You were just out hurt the last time from a broken leg, then you climbed Mount Everest. You've been gone for like a year now, man. I want to make sure I see you being AEW World Champion at one point. You know, I want to see that. You were TNT champion. I want to see you be AEW World Champion. Not sure where in the cards it is for you right now, but I will be happy to see the day that you put that around your waist or on your shoulder and show that you were one of the pillars for a fucking reason, you know? But again, you're a fucking crazy bastard because even though Claudio launched your ass onto the table and launched you in the shopping cart into the fucking pile of chairs, you okayed that shit. So you're allowing these fucking bigger guys to fucking ragdoll you. So Darby, please, man, just watch out for yourself. But it was a great match and all. Great AEW. They are going to be in the 2300 arena in Philly for the old ECW arena for the next couple weeks, I think. So it was nice to see. Yeah, it's a smaller venue. People going to talk shit about it. But guys, they're still putting on banger shows. Just leave it alone. You don't want to watch AEW, just don't watch it. You know, I like AEW and WWE. I like AEW a little bit more, to be honest with you, but that's just me. But again, guys, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching.